Recorded in Chicago, Illinois, with your hosts, Ken, Matt, Neal, and Jeff. This is Triviality.
Hello and welcome to Triviality, the game where a lack of seriousness meets a little bit of knowledge. My name is Neal, and I'm sitting here with a full house. Not the show, but with Matt, Ken, and Jeff. How are you, Matt?
You don't have to make that joke every time.
That was the first time I made it.
I disagree.
Well, I like your hoodie that you're wearing today, Matt. I was very fond of it. It's got orange and green and red.
Looks like a little bit Arizona flavored.
Yeah.
It looks like you should own like an artisan coffee shop in Phoenix.
I don't do any of those things. But I would love to be in Phoenix. It's very cold.
Yeah, it is very cold today. Ken, how are you today?
Welcome to Triviality, the game where like seriousness meets a little bit of knowledge.
Ken, we already did that part. It's okay.
Oh, sorry.
I woke up. Ken was in a coma for 6 years, but he's here.
I have a podcast?
Yeah.
Jeff, how are you?
Would that be the worst way to wake up from a coma?
Yes.
Just like,
I'm a podcaster.
Oh, no income, no friends.
You said it, buddy.
Jeff, how are you feeling today?
I had no friends before the show, but yeah, I'm feeling pretty good, actually.
Good. I wore my Ted Lasso shirt for you.
I love
Greyhounds.
it. Your AFC Richmond.
Yep.
I'm very jealous. I was thinking about buying one. It looks very nice.
Is that a real team or a fake team?
It's fictional.
The fake team from Ted Lasso.
But Richmond is a neighborhood in London outside. It's a suburb that you can go to. A fun fact for you.
do they have any good meatball shops?
It's the
They don't.
Scranton of the UK.
I guess it could be, yeah. We do have some very special guests here. We had a little bit of a technical snafu before we started, so we're actually recording on a different platform today. So apologies if any sound things happen, but I don't think they will. But just to say that up front so that we're absolved of any hatred by the end of the episode by your emails.
And whose fault is that?
Well, it's going to be our guest host today. We playfully said it was all her fault, but we're so happy to have her here. She's an Oakland 5 supporter on Patreon, coming to us from Brooklyn, and that is Christina Loper. How are you, Christina?
I'm great. How are you today?
And really, before we cast aspersions, we should say it was just technical difficulties, which happens to everybody,
all the time.
Happens every
including
week.
us,
Yes.
especially us.
Computers are hard.
And they don't have pills for computer technical difficulties yet, so Pfizer, get on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, technology is not my strongest suit, and I'm very, very sorry for all the disturbances.
Oh, don't apologize.
No, wait, this is fun because we get to know you a little bit better, and we have to spend some time troubleshooting. So tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're up to over in Brooklyn.
Well, I actually just moved to Brooklyn about 6 months ago, so I'm still fairly new to it. I used to live in Asheville, North Carolina, so definitely quite the change of pace. I'm an archaeologist. I work for a nonprofit called IRLab, stands for Institute in Research and Learning in Archaeology and Bioarchaeology. I moved to Brooklyn to pursue performance. I actually start at Lee Strasberg's Theater and Film Institute tomorrow. So it'll be my first.
Wow.
Congrats. That's
so
awesome.
cool.
Really cool.
Got a lot
excited.
going for you.
And
What's that like?
good luck to you at Lee Strasberg. You'll join illustrious students such as Marilyn Monroe and Laura Dern, and that's going to be awesome. So please keep us updated on that.
Are they still there?
Laura Dern she lives at the Lee Strasberg Institute.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you very much for joining us. And you wrote today's game, but we need a competitor. And the person that brought us all together today is Christina's sister. So we'd love to introduce her, coming to us from Greenville, South Carolina. And that is Lauren Couchois. She's an Oakland 5 supporter as well. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, guys. I'm so excited to be here. This is awesome.
And we talked about how you found the show a little bit before we started recording, but you've been listening almost as long as we've been on the air, right?
Yeah, I found you guys early on in your first year, and I really tried to turn everybody I know onto it. I promoted you guys on Facebook. I tell complete strangers, like, hey, there's this really great podcast.
You're out there doing your
It's an
job. We
uphill
appreciate
battle.
it.
We
Yeah.
appreciate it.
No, I really do. I tell everybody about you guys, so this is super cool for me.
Let that be a lesson to you other listeners.
Who do nothing.
Well, thank you for doing
Hey,
that.
if all
and,
you do is sit and enjoy the show, thank you.
Yeah, and for the person who did email and said someone in South Carolina screamed at me to check out your podcast, that was definitely Lauren's work. Tell us a little bit about yourself and also about the little fans in your house who we've gotten the pleasure of seeing pictures, drinking out of our mugs.
Yeah, so I moved to Greenville just under 2 years ago with my amazing family, Kyle and my daughter Olive and my son Cal. And Olive and Cal Pal are avid listeners with me. And I think I recently, or when I first reached out to you guys, credited them with, or credited you, sorry, with them being quiet in the car because I love to listen to you guys. So Olive and Cow Pal, they will probably listen to this one too. But I moved to Green.
Shout out to them. And when they're a little bit cranky before bedtime, you just put on Triviality and very quickly they're right to sleep, just like whale sounds.
Soothed. Yeah, soothed right to sleep. But I moved out here for work. I'm a registered dietitian. I work for the school district here in the food and nutrition department. And I oversee all of our farm to school activities. And the other big project that I do is I work with our special education students who may not be on track for their high school diploma, but we work with them to get employability credentials. So when they get out of high school, they can go into the workforce, and we help teach them some culinary skills. And that's probably the coolest thing I do here.
Very cool.
That's wonderful. Yeah, we have some experience here with Colleen and Angie, and Ken has subbed a little bit in some special education classes, so you do some very important work, so thank you for doing that.
Oh, it's my pleasure. It is the best.
So we do have two sisters here today. They aren't going to be fighting to the death or anything like that. Christina is going to be hosting, and Lauren is going to be playing. But Lauren, I believe you chose Jeff as your partner. Is that right?
I did. I think we're going to, hopefully, our strengths will complement each other. I'm hoping. And if not, I apologize, Jeff, in advance.
Oh, no worries.
I was told you're so excited to be on the show that you just can't hide it. Is that right? So your
All
team
hopped up
name?
on caffeine pills. I'm so excited.
And so your team name today?
We're going to be Spano's Excitement, like Jesse Spano.
Awesome. So Spano's Excitement versus Matt, you and Ken?
Yeah, we're going to stick with the Woe Bayside theme, and we're going to go with the Mario Lopez dispensers.
All right. So Mario Lopez dispensers versus Spano's Excitement. I might play Quick Draw or just kind of hang out in the background and keep score. But in order to play the game, we need the rules. So let's hear them.
The rules of the game are simple. 20 questions split into 2 rounds worth 10 points apiece. At halftime, there'll be a special swing round designed by this week's host. After regulation, players will enter the final round with the points that they've accumulated and will have a chance to wager 0 to 30 points on 5 categorized questions. At the end of the game, someone will be named the cream of the crop.
I am the cream. Yeah, the cream of the crop.
All right. Well, Christina, feel free to take it away. We're excited to hear the game.
Question 1. The average infant skeleton has about 231 bones, but the average adult human skeleton is comprised of 206 bones. This is due to the fact that many bones fuse throughout our childhood and adolescence during different phases of development. The last bone to fully fuse to complete an adult skeleton is also the most commonly broken bone and gets its name from the Latin translation of small key. What is this bone?
Jeff, we can lock in.
Oh, perfect.
Christina,
Right.
I listen sometimes when she talks, and I've heard this before.
Oh,
It's not because
wow.
you're a prolific bone breaker.
I am. Actually, it's one of the very few bones I've ever fractured is this bone. Yep.
Okay.
Wow.
So knowing that she broke this, okay, I don't know. So,
Yeah.
Clavicle, maybe?
what makes you think it's clavicle?
The Alkaline Trio song.
I knew that's what it was, but that doesn't.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I just don't know what else could be small key and what would be like especially breakable.
Yeah, I always thought that the most broken bones would be something in your fingers, but I don't know what get fuses together there. So, I'm good with clavicle.
All right, Lauren. So what were you thinking on this one?
All right, I'm pretty sure it is clavicle. I fractured this playing rugby, and it hurt like a son of a gun, but I'm also pretty sure it's how you can determine age when you're studying bones.
And it is your clavicle.
Wow.
The perks of being my sister and listening to me geek out on skeletons.
Correct.
Wow. Yeah, the only bones I've ever studied had David Boreanaz in it.
Well, Matt, since the kids might be listening, I won't say what I want to say to you. I'll just say you are a poo-poo head.
All right, fair enough.
All right, question 2. Similar to how humans feel the hairs rise on the back of their neck, dogs and other mammals also experience this effect when they feel threatened or stressed, where a patch of hair raises along their backs called their what?
Scruff is the thick part by their neck, right?
Yeah, where you grab dogs by the scruff if they're getting into a fight so that you can safely.
Yeah, because the parents carry the dog by the scruff. I think my dog used to do this all the time, and my mom always said it's because she was part Razorback, but I think my mom was making stuff up.
Let's say it.
Razorback. Locked in.
I think it's haunches. When the hair raises up on their haunches would be my guess.
So I'm good with haunches.
Okay.
This is called your hackles.
Hackle.
Hackles.
The old hackles. That's what happens when dogs do stand-up and people don't like it.
All right, this one's a little bit wordy. In 1974, a rivalry game of the Cleveland Indians versus the Texas Rangers became the location of one of the most chaotic scenarios in sports history, when in an attempt to attract Cleveland fans to the stadium, a promotion was run of selling beer for a fraction of the price with absolutely no purchase limit. This resulted in drunken fans running on the field, streaking, assaulting Rangers players, bases and stadium seats being stolen, 9 arrests, and the umpire eventually calling the only forfeit in Rangers history, with the Rangers being victorious with a 9-0 lead. Based on the alcohol promotion that caused the chaos, what is this legendary game known as?
It sounds like an average game at Wrigley Field.
I actually know this one.
Yeah.
Being a Cleveland fan as a little boy.
Do you know, Matt?
No, when I think of chaotic sports games like that, I think of the Disco Demolition and Comiskey, where a similar scene happened, but there was a lot more record burning and chaos.
So no idea.
No, I think we can lock in with something. I think I have something I could think of. So
Okay, we're locked in.
I wonder if maybe they were selling like Budweiser, and it was like the Budweiser brouhaha. I don't have anything
That's
better.
good enough.
I like
The beer bash. I'm not sure.
I think it's just named after what it was. I think it's just called like 25-cent beer night.
You're close, but it was the 70s, so I believe it's 10-cent beer night.
It is 10-cent beer night.
Damn.
Nice try.
Yeah.
I had the wrong coin.
They say that at least 60,000 cups of beer were sold.
Wow.
That's insane.
There's actually
It's only $6,000 in beer sales. That's 2 beers at Wrigley.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, question 4. Before the emergence of modern psychology, many scientists believed that you could decipher someone's character and diagnose mental illnesses based solely on the shape, curves, and dents on the surface of the cranium. This pseudoscience gets its name from the Greek word for mind and is known as what?
If you trust me, Lauren, I think we're good.
100% trust you. Yes.
Got it. You don't have to,
I'm
but
kind of forgetting.
I think
I want you to say your thought out loud before I poison your mind.
No, I don't really remember. I know that they mentioned it in Django. It's a big part of it.
Is it phrenology?
That sounds right. Yeah.
Should we just go with that?
Yeah. I'm good with that.
All right.
I think they're right. I think it's phrenology.
It is phrenology.
All right.
Nice.
Here, give me your head, Neil. Let me see.
Okay.
All right.
We're going to start drawing Sharpies.
This
Sharpie lines
region
on it.
means that...
Oh, whoa, what was that?
Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to touch that.
Right, moving on.
Please
I like how much
do.
Neil just cracked himself up.
Yeah.
All right,
Just happy to be here.
I know.
5. In 2016, Hamilton almost broke the record for most Tony Awards won in a single year, with 16 nominations and 11 wins. However, what Broadway musical still holds the record for most awards from its 2001 debut, with 15 nominations and 12 wins? It transitioned to the screen 4 years later, starring its 2 original main characters.
Yep, I think I know this one after a little bit of thought, so we're going to lock in.
Yeah, this is not good for me. This doesn't sound like any musicals that I was really into. I guess we'll say Chicago, for lack of a better answer.
Sounds good.
Okay. I told Jeff it's kind of funny that he doesn't know it, if I'm correct, because, yes, I think you saw it. It's The Producers.
Oh, son of a... No.
We saw it together,
I
right?
have seen it in theater.
No, the musical we saw
Oh, yeah,
together.
we saw it in theater. Like,
Yeah,
in the theater. Yeah.
In the theater.
Sorry.
The
Not
theater.
not theaters.
Yes, it is The Producers.
Oh, damn it.
I know Lauren's extra kicking herself because she and I used to watch the outtakes of that movie on repeat.
Yeah, if you all ever get the opportunity, there's one with a nun in particular that is the best.
That's so
How
fun.
are there that many outtakes from the movie when they were performing it live for like 5 years at that point?
Yeah. There are a lot though. Nathan Lane definitely goes in and out of character a lot, but yeah, they're hysterical if you get a chance to watch them.
Well, after 5 questions, it looks like Spano's Excitement with 20 points, and just nearly ahead of them, Mario Lopez Dispensers with 30. So very close. And speaking of Broadway, Lauren, this is only meant as a compliment. You remind me of Sutton Foster.
That is the biggest compliment ever in your face, Christina.
Yeah, I know.
I love Sutton Foster, probably not as much as Christina does, but thank you very much. Just made my year and it just got started.
Didn't mean to start any sibling rivalries.
Yeah.
Oh, keep it coming. This is fantastic.
Christina reminds us of Futton Soster.
Right. Famed vaudevillian Lee Strasberg student, Futton Soster.
Oh, my Lord.
My notoriety. All right, question 6. What massive archaeological site is located deep in the Guatemalan forest, was considered the Mayan capital, and is also the filming location for one of the final shots in Star Wars: A New Hope?
Do you know this one, Lauren?
No, I haven't a clue, with the exception of the Shawshank little reference there.
I'm struggling with the Tenochtitlan, but I think that became Mexico City, and so I don't know. That's my closest guess for Mayan capital. So, and that's kind of what I'm basing my answer on. So,
Sounds good to me.
Well, we will go with Tenochtitlan.
And I appreciate Jeff saying it out loud first, and I will also say Tenochtitlan.
This is actually Tikal.
Oh, no.
It's one of my favorite places I've ever been to. If you get a chance to go to Guatemala, I hate to be that person, but it's definitely worth doing the trek to it. All right, question 7. Italian is considered one of the most romantic languages, but some of the most commonly known words in food are anything but beautiful. For 5 points apiece, what 3 Italian pastas translate in English to mean little pens, little tongues, and little worms?
Well, I'm thinking linguine for linguistic, your tongue. Linguine would be a tiny tongue.
I like that thought.
For farm to school, we do a lot of vermiculture, which is with worm casting. So I was thinking vermicelli.
Vermicelli, nice.
Mm-hmm. And then the only other thing that I'm noticing between the two is that it ends in a I sound. So I didn't know, maybe cannellini or penne came to mind, but I think that's
Penne
just because it
came to
starts with
mind, but
pen.
just pen. Yeah. You seem to be very strong on these, so I will let you pick.
Oh, that's a mistake, but okay.
Well, if we get 2 of them, that's 5 points apiece. So
Yeah,
take
linguine, vermicelli for sure. And let's just say penne, because if it's pen and it's not penne, then we'd kick ourselves, right?
Yeah.
All right, we too said penne and linguine. And I think for the other one, what did we say?
Facili.
Facili, Jerry.
Fusilli.
It is penne, linguine, and vermicelli.
Hey, 15 points. Thanks, Lauren.
Nice. I've peeped, and that's that.
No, that's not how that works.
Do you
Onwards
have
and upwards.
Do you have a Fuselli, Jerry? Maybe they make those. They have
They
to.
do, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, or it's on Etsy, as we speak.
Okay, I'm gonna have to get
We're
one.
speaking it into existence right now.
Okay.
I'm now opening up an Etsy store.
All right. Question 8. Sharing the same homeland as Che Guevara, what country is Pope Francis from?
We can lock in, actually.
Great.
I love me some Che Guevara.
Your favorite movie by Steven Soderbergh, Che.
Actually, I was a bigger fan of the Motorcycle Diaries, but
Pope is from Argentina?
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think he is.
Okay.
So we're going to say Argentina.
yeah, I think he's the first Pope from South America, and I'm pretty sure Che Guevara is from Argentina, so that's what we locked in.
It is Argentina. Nice job.
Here's how bad my brain works. Anytime I hear Pope, I think of
The
the
young
Santa
Pope.
Claus when Tamala goes, Popo Chijo.
Pope Chicho.
That's all I hear in my head.
I thought you thought of young Pope Jude Law.
I mean, if all our popes were like Jude Law and young Pope, then it'd be great.
You know, the way your mind works is fascinating.
We don't need to
Like, think about
dive
the
into
Anna
that.
Leibovitz Vanity Fair cover with young Pope.
The pop culture part of his skull is very big. It's very bulbous.
That's why my head is so large, just in the wrong places.
Oh, boy.
Okay, question 9. What Northeastern state has the highest alcohol sales in the country and is known as the drunkest state? However, that title may not actually be true, given that it is one of 2 states in the country with no alcohol tax, prompting bordering residents to cross over and purchase alcohol in bulk.
All right, we're locked in.
I'm not a big drinker. So I don't know, Lauren, if you happen to know.
No, I'm trying to think of a Northeast state where that might be, like, why would that even be a thing where they don't have a...
I mean, is it like Maine and they're just trying to get people to buy stuff in the state? Or could be a toss-up. I'm trying to think. Maybe that's why New Hampshire's slogan is "Live Free or Die." I'm not sure.
Or Pennsylvania, maybe? Because they're close to, like, a bunch of states where somebody could go over and... I don't know. I am grasping at this point.
I like our joke, the joke answer of New Hampshire for "Live
Let's
Free
do
or
it.
Die." So since we don't have any idea.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, we're not 100% sure either. Haven't spent that much time in the Northeast, but we just went with Maine because why not?
Live free or die. It is New Hampshire.
Oh, wow.
Way
Love
to
it.
be, Jeff.
I love when a joke pans
Freak
out.
luck.
All right, question 10. This might be my favorite question. All right, question 10. At the peak of boy band mania, MTV debuted a satirical boy band movie and later spin-off TV show in the year 2000.
Locked in.
Yeah, same.
Okay, go ahead.
The fictional band's members included Jerry O'Keefe, Chad Linus, and Jason QT McKnight. Fiction or not, the band produced major hits like Say It, Don't Spray It, and the hardest part of breaking up is getting back your stuff. What was the name of this band?
I'm pretty sure, Jeff.
Okay, I'm
It's
with you
not
on this.
O-Town.
No, it's...
Is this making the cut or whatever the...
No, those
show
dreams,
was?
the dreams may have been liquid, but they were real.
Yeah, that was a real band. This one had You Plus Me Equals Us as their other
Exactly.
top hit. We Know It's Together, You and Me Forever.
Yep. Either together or to get her.
Oh, that's right. I forgot there was that. Yeah, but it is Together. And let me tell you, me cleaning my house, listening to this album last night, it was lit in this house. It was amazing.
Well, it looks like after the first round, we have some updated scores here. Team Mario Lopez Dispenser is picking up an extra 30, bringing their total to 60. And Spano's Excitement is picking up an extra 45, bringing their total to 65.
Respect.
So very, very close.
Respect.
And as we said at the beginning of the show, Lauren and Christina are both Patreon supporters. So if you'd like to join them in supporting us, you can go to patreon.com/trivialitypodcast. You get a bunch of extra audio content. We're going to be doing some special games and streams for Patreon members. Is that right, Matt?
Yeah, there's going to be some new live streams. You can play along with us. That's going to be on our Twitch. There'll be more details in the crop. So if you're not following us on Facebook at the crop, you should probably get on over there.
Yeah, and if you're on our Discord, Instagram, any of the social media channels that we have, we do our monthly crop drop, which is sort of an Ask Me Anything style episode each month. And you can join Christina and Lauren in sending in embarrassing questions for us to answer, which we will. We have no shame about.
Yeah. Do we have a TikTok yet?
We don't have a TikTok yet because I feel like if that happens, my world would devolve into darkness.
Okay.
So we don't have that yet. But Christina, why don't you let us know what the swing around category is today? We're excited.
All right, today's swing round, I'm calling Diva's Lament. So I have 10 quotes said by 10 different notorious female singers, and you just have to match the singer to the quote. Some of these quotes are song lyrics, but most of them are not. All right, so I'll first start off and I'll read you the 10 women. We have Mariah Carey, Taylor Swift, Cher, Tina Turner, Nicki Minaj, Madonna, Britney Spears, Cardi B, Lady Gaga, and Dolly Parton. Quote 1, sick and perverted always appeals to me. Quote 2, men should be like Kleenex, soft, strong, and disposable. Quote 3, I've always been famous, it's just no one knew it yet. Quote 4, it costs a lot of money to look this cheap. Quote 5, All you need to do to be my friend is like me. 6, I will never give in to old age until I'm old, and I'm not old yet. Quote 7, time is irrelevant to me. I never wear a watch. Number 8, mind over matter. I don't mind, and you don't matter. Quote 9, the cool thing about being famous is traveling. I've always wanted to travel across seas, like to Canada and stuff. And quote 10, be careful with me. Yeah, it's not a threat. It's a warning.
Okay, we're going to spend some time going over these great quotes, and we'll be back with our
wait,
answers.
You know, before we go to the break, I'm just going to get my advanced copy of this book I have. Let me flip to a page and get some good advice here. What is this, by the way, Neal?
That is my new book coming out April 26th. It's called Being Patrick Swayze, Essential Teachings from the Master of the Mullet.
And what advice am I reading right now?
Right now you're reading the Swayze Sutra, which is ways to enhance make love or enhance your life by using moves that Swayze may have used.
And since I've completed reading this book, I do feel more vitality, if you know what I mean.
Oh, I know what you mean. I can see what you mean, too.
So it also helps in that department, too, gentlemen, ladies.
Well, yeah, and if you'd like to join Ken in getting the book...
Not medical advice.
Not medical advice, though. Yeah, if you want to help, support me, I'd appreciate it. After a few years of podcasting for you guys, you can go to trivialitypodcast.com/Swayze. It's SWAYZE. And up until March 1st, the publisher Chronicle Books is giving a little promo code for our listeners. Use the code Swayze. You'll get 30% off there. Or if you want to just buy it, at an independent bookshop, which is great. It's worldwide at all your favorite indie bookshops, Amazon, bookshop.org, all good places like that. Even Target, if you want to go to Target for 10 minutes and end up being there an hour to pick up the book. But comes out April 26th. All the pre-orders are going to be super helpful. And also for listeners, if you buy it and you'd like a signed copy, if you can't make it to a signing, if we end up being able to do them, you can email me at beingpatrickswayze@gmail.com and show me a receipt, and I'll send you a custom book plate that you can put inside the book.
There you go. All right, let's go to break. All right, I've just completed Neal's book, and I lost the last 10 pounds that I've been trying to lose. It's amazing, this book.
There is a Swayze workout in there.
I'm not saying it has medicinal value, but, I've received these benefits.
Draw your own conclusions.
This is now the Joe Rogan podcast. No, we're back. We have our answers. So let's get the quotes one more time, and we'll tell you what diva we think said it.
All right. Number 1, sick and perverted always appeals to me.
We thought that this one was Nicki Minaj.
All right, we thought that one was Cardi B.
That is Miss Erotica, Madonna.
We used to have her sex book, my family household, when I was a kid.
Okay.
It's a collector's edition. It's a collector's edition.
Sometimes, Neal, you start a story, and you should have realized from the get-go. Just don't.
We used to have her sex book in my household as a kid.
Well,
everything about that sentence is wrong.
Well, we're big pop culture collectors. We thought it would be expensive one day, which maybe it did. But when I was saying that halfway through, I was like, this is going to sound really weird when it comes out.
It only cost you your family.
Right. Number 2, men should be like Kleenex, soft, strong, and disposable.
What do you want me to read to you tonight, Neal? Goodnight Moon or Madonna's sex book?
Do you like this picture of her jaywalking naked on a desert street?
We thought this one was Mariah.
And I vaguely remember, or I'm making it up, that Cher once talked about or spoke about men being disposable. So we went Cher on this one.
It is Cher.
Nice.
If I could turn back time, would have got that right.
Then maybe you would have found the way.
Yeah.
All right, number 3. I've always been famous. It's just no one knew it yet.
We said this one was Madonna, so...
Wrong.
Yeah.
And we said this one was Minaj.
This is Lady Gaga.
That makes sense.
Yeah, she grew up with a rather wealthy family. So.
All right, number 4. It costs a lot of money to look this cheap.
This one I'm pretty sure is Dolly.
Yeah, this one Jeff and I both felt real strong in that this was the wonderful Dolly Parton.
This is the East Tennessee queen herself, Dolly Parton. All right, number 4. Nope, just kidding. Good joke. Number 5. All you need to do to be my friend is like me.
This seemed wholesome enough to be Taylor Swift.
And we had the exact same logic, so we said Swift.
Like wholesome on the surface, but like terribly dark.
Yeah, there's
just
something
like
there.
one layer below. Yeah.
Just like me.
Well, your analysis is correct. It is Taylor Swift. All right, number 6. I will never give in to old age until I become old, and I'm not old yet.
I thought this was a Cher, but no.
And we went Tina Turner.
It is Tina Turner. She is, I don't even know how old Tina Turner is now, but she's still killing it on stage.
Not old yet. Good for
Not
her.
old yet.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Number 7. Time is irrelevant to me. I never wear a watch.
This one we said was Lady Gaga.
This felt super diva-ish, so I went Mariah Carey on this one. As if I'm on my own team here. Sorry, Jeff. We went Mariah.
No. Hey, we all know who's doing the heavy lifting here.
Oh, Lauren, you're right. It is Mariah Carey. All right. Number 8. Mind over matter. I don't mind and you don't matter.
We thought this was Tina Turner.
And we said Gaga.
This is actually a song lyric from Nicki Minaj.
Okay.
Probably because I didn't rap it. It didn't come across.
Great.
That was the problem, yeah.
All right. The cool thing about being famous is traveling. I've always wanted to travel across seas, like to Canada and stuff.
I actually think I remember this quote. It might have been from that Diane Walters interview that she did when she was young, but I think it's Britney Spears.
Yeah, we said Britney herself.
It is Britney Spears.
Did you say Diane Walters?
I did. It's
Barbara
wrong.
Walters
That's
or
who I
Diane
meant.
Sawyer?
It was Barbara Walters.
It was Baba?
Yeah.
All right, number 10. Be careful with me. Yeah, it's not a threat. It's a warning.
We said Cardi.
And we said Madonna.
This is the regular, degular, schmegular girl from the Bronx, Cardi B.
After the swing round, it looks like Mario Lopez Dispensers is picking up 20 points, bringing their total to 80. And Spano's Excitement is picking up 30 points, bringing their total to 95.
All right, so round 2, question 1. The Australian flag shares the same colors as its mother country, England, red, white, and blue. However, during the Olympics, Australia bears the colors green and gold to represent their national flower. Not to be confused with the fleshy part that hangs from a rooster's throat, what is this flower called?
That's fine.
All right, we're locked in with garbage.
Oh, yes.
All right, Lauren. Did you hear anything in there that rang a bell?
No, it's one of those frustrating things where I know I've heard this before, but I got nowhere with it, with the exception of trying to think about what that thing on a rooster is called. And is it called the gaggle?
I think a gaggle is like a collection of
Geese.
birds or geese. Yeah.
A gaggle of geese.
Yeah. Why do it can't be a gobbler. That just seems.
Yeah, I don't think that's. I feel like it starts with I want to say rosette, and that's the spots on a jaguar, so that's way off. But it like.
You just made Neil very happy.
Ken's looking at me waiting for you to go,
little
strongest bite in the class.
A jaguar.
Jaguar.
No, we can tap. I'm not coming up with anything.
Okay.
All right, we wrote down gizzard, but I think that's like a turkey thing, and we just said crest.
I think the gizzards are the internal organs.
Maybe.
This is called the wattle.
Oh, interesting.
That's because when they go, waddle, 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 that's where it comes from.
Turkeys again.
Have you ever killed a turkey with your bare hands?
No.
Just say that to someone out of place in a normal conversation.
Jonathan, it sounded like Jonathan Frakes asking that.
Oh my
Have you ever
god.
killed a turkey with your bare hands?
You ever done your taxes naked?
Are we done?
Yeah,
Deep
we're
breath,
done.
everyone.
Done.
All
Like, I don't
right.
know where it's like the
No, there's nowhere.
It's preferably while you're reading Madonna's sex book.
We're so far off the rails, we don't even see him anymore.
All right, question 2. Salvatore Ferragamo was a popular Italian fashion designer who in the late 1930s invented a now well-known shoe when the emergence of World War II created a leather and rubber shortage, making him resort to alternative materials such as chunks of wood and cork to fashion height in a heel. What is this shoe known as today?
Do you know this?
No, I haven't a clue. I think a cork. I think of a wedge because the majority of wedges I've seen are, have that cork bottom, but
Yeah, I was thinking a similar thing with wedges. I mean, I've seen heels made out of cork, but usually, wedge.
sounds good to me.
Yeah, and I think that these shoes might actually be more closely associated with Dutch and in that area, but we're going with clogs.
It is the wedge.
Nice.
Good job. All right, question 3. Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds by the Beatles was playing in the background when a student from Arizona State University discovered partial remains of a hominid relative that we loosely call the missing link in evolution. Although mainstream media knows her as Lucy, what is the scientific name of her species?
Yeah, so I think the other team was probably talking about how we're Homo sapiens. I'm just trying to think back. I mean, was she something like a Homo habilis, Homo erectus, Australopithecus? I'm just trying to remember.
Neil, do you know any of those words?
No comment.
So, let's say Homo habilis as a guess.
Sounds
I have
good
no
to me.
idea.
Yeah, we rest on Homo habilis as well, though everything you said we kicked around.
This is a you know it or you don't. She is a Australopithecus afarensis. So,
Didn't go far enough back.
yeah,
I was thinking that too, but
developed. So, if you had a slanted cranium, you didn't have frontal lobes, and so you did not have the genus Homo.
Okay.
Yeah. Question 4. If you have a food sensitivity or allergy to bananas, avocados, chestnuts, kiwi, apples, papaya, and melons, what you may actually have is a cross-reactive allergy to what common material, which shares proteins similar to those in the tree sap from which it's made?
We can lock in, Jeff.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh.
You do know food nutrition. I know allergies, so I think we're good.
I actually might have that allergy.
I'm pretty sure I do.
I have to learn what it is now because maybe I do.
I was thinking maybe like cellulose or that doesn't seem right.
Well, most of those are fruits, so it may be like a fructose or.
No, she said it was protein.
Oh. Well.
Let's say cellulose.
Okay.
I don't know.
Lauren, you're pretty confident. What were you thinking?
I'm pretty sure this is a latex allergy, or that's the material.
I'm good with that.
It is latex.
All right, good start, Matt.
We're due.
All right, this next one's kind of long, so I'll try to be quick. All right. Number 5. The Legend of Red Ghost is an old tale from 1883 in the American Southwest, which entails an Arizona rancher finding an alleged 30-foot beast with a devilish-looking creature strapped to its back. The beast wreaked havoc on the area, scaring locals and even trampling a woman to death. The beast was eventually identified when a rancher rode up on it and realized that it was no more than the remains of a soldier strapped in the saddle of what animal? This animal was probably unrecognizable by the locals as it was imported to the U.S. as part of a government project to survey the terrain of the Southwest. But after the Civil War began, the project was abandoned and the animals were auctioned off, sold to the circus, or let go free in the wild.
No, I mean,
Seems
a lot
like
of
overkill for the other one.
a lot of things come to mind. I could see a camel, possibly if they're trekking desert terrain. That would make sense to me. 30 foot makes me think it's something much larger, like a giraffe, which would be amazing. This would be my new favorite story. So that would be rather exotic looking too. Not something anyone would have seen. So I don't know if you like either of those or.
Yeah, no, those were in the only I had written down giraffe, moose, and camel. And my only thought was that it went, like they released it, but I've never seen a moose at a circus. So giraffe or camel to me, but I know when Christina and I were younger, our mom used to work on film sets, and they once had a giraffe for a Busch Gardens commercial, and we had to clear the set because they were worried it would trample the children. So because of that, I'd lean towards giraffe.
Yes, they can be quite dangerous. So I like giraffe as an answer.
I like giraffe too. We said camel. I was saying elephant would be impractical. A giraffe makes sense because actually you would be riding it pretty high and you'd be able to see See you around for the surveying.
And they're used to desert areas.
Yeah,
and-
we said camel.
Well, it was allegedly 30 feet. It is a camel.
All right.
Yeah.
Giraffe would have been cool though.
I kind of wanted it to happen. I was trying to will it into existence,
I know. I felt really bad. I could see how much you wanted it.
like giraffes. So.
Yeah.
After 5 questions, looks like Team Mario Lopez Dispensers only picked up 10 points, so they're going to be at 90. And so excited, I completely forgot the
Just
name.
can't hide it.
Yes, thank you. They picked up 20 points, so they're going to be at 115.
Team too excited.
Too excited. Spano's excitement.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, question 6. What Japanese cuisine is a staple noodle variety in the region of Nagano, is made mostly or entirely out of buckwheat, can be served hot or cold, and is considered the healthiest noodle due to its low fat content?
Locked in.
Yeah, I put my pen down when you said Japanese cuisine.
And you looked at Ken and you were like, I don't have to worry about this.
Do you have any thoughts, Jeff?
I'm trying to think of Nagano noodles that I know. I don't know.
Good alliteration.
Udon noodles, soba noodles. What do I know about noodles? Not enough. Do you have any idea?
The one thing that popped to my mind was udon.
Udon? Okay.
Mhm.
That was one of the ones that I had possibly thought. So we can go with udon.
The key to this one is the buckwheat, which is the soba.
Mm.
It is soba. Nice stuff. Okay. Question 7. My inner
What
nerd-
Japanese? No.
my inner
In
nerd-
Ken's favorite anime.
All right, question 7. In the TV series Outlander, Claire gets stranded on an island and must survive on her own. Being an educated woman and doctor, she remembers the survival rules of 3, which state what?
I've never seen Outlander.
No, you don't need to. You just need to know how to survive. Survive!
I don't know how to do that either.
For someone who hates the outdoors, I think I know these 3.
Yeah.
We don't know if it's just like individual words or 3 pieces of sage wisdom.
Yeah, I don't
For
know
survival.
This. I don't know this on offhand, so we can maybe try and figure it out, Lauren, unless you know it.
No, I don't. And this is one of those things where I'm going to go back and rewatch Outlander and see this and never forget it again. But I'm kind of with Ken in that I don't know, is it just 3 things or is it each thing is 3 something, if that makes sense? So
What are you've seen the show, so anything
No, I
from the... No, Lauren.
Well,
No,
you
Ken
were
has.
looking directly in my eyes.
He has, Jeff. He loves the sensuous scenes that they have in Outlander.
I mean, I've seen those scenes.
yeah. And you wear a kilt sometimes.
So, I mean, is there any wisdom that you can glean from... I mean, do you always want to try and head downhill? Because that's how you eventually will find a water source, or like...
Step 1, cut a hole in the box.
Drink as much seawater as you can.
Yeah, don't drink seawater,
Don't
that's
do
for
that.
sure.
Panic.
If you want to survive, if you want to die, drink the seawater.
Don't
no,
talk
it's
to
really
strangers.
embarrassing. My knowledge of this is coming from the episode of The Office where Michael goes out and tries to recreate survival. So I'm
I was
like,
thinking
don't
about
cut
that
your
too.
pants into short.
Survivor Man. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. You have to maintain your body temperature. Got to stay cool. That's why you cut your pants off and wrap them around your head.
Eat any wild mushrooms you
So you
find.
don't know.
No, I don't know.
What's your guess?
I mean, to me, the 3 would be food, shelter, water, right? That's
Yeah,
your 3 things.
I mean, those are
you're
your
trying to
those are your
survive.
staples you need. Yeah.
Yeah, how about that? We said that too.
So are those your loose answers?
Mm-hmm.
tight answers.
I need a tight. No, it's fine. So the rule of 3s are, it's 3 rules that include the number 3. You can go 3 minutes without air, 3 days without water, and 3 weeks without food.
Oh, okay.
3 minutes without air.
Yeah, right? Really long.
Tell that to Kate Winslet.
Let's test it out, Jeff.
3 months without recording an episode of Triviality.
Question 8. New Zealand artist Rachel Smythe created a webcomic about a modern retelling of Persephone and Hades' romance. Originally published in March of 2018, this series took off and became incredibly popular with 975 million views and 5.5 million subscribers on Webtoon. It was also announced in June of 2020 that Netflix will be making an animated TV series based on the comics. What is this comic series called?
I've seen this, but I don't know what it's called at all.
Have you heard of this one?
No, I haven't at all. And of course, the only thing that comes to mind for me is Hades Town, and I don't think that's what it would be.
No, that was a musical, yes.
Big year for
Yeah.
Hades last year.
Yeah.
You got the game Hades.
Pandemic.
You got
Mm-hmm.
you got Hades Town, the comic.
I'm trying to think of
Tom Brady won a
Hades
Super
really
Bowl.
hot, so hot right now.
Literally.
trying to think of the Blue Flame. That's how you know. I was trying to think of upcoming Netflix adaptations that I know about. None of them seem to fit this.
I haven't a clue.
Yeah, we'll say not a clue.
Okay, we're just gonna say Underworld because we don't know.
As the underworld turns.
This is called Lore Olympus.
Oh.
Oh, never would have got
heard of that at
there.
all.
Yeah.
I'll have to look into that.
It's supposed to be very, very good. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm excited to. Okay, number 9. What country houses the largest McDonald's in the world, which can seat 650 guests and is located at a major city airport? At this McDonald's, you can order McShrimp, and at one time, you could also order McCurrywurst and McCurrywurst chicken sandwiches, although sadly both have been discontinued.
We're locked in.
Locked in. Although that food I know is popular somewhere else,
Yeah,
but
there's-
I've been to that airport, and I don't remember a giant McDonald's, so
you might have missed it.
I
Oh,
could have missed it.
Tokyo.
No.
Really? When I think curry, I immediately think India. And so I would think your big offerings would be obviously non-beef items. But I can't. It could, I mean, it's possible. But do you have any other thoughts, Lauren?
Dubai came to mind when she was talking, just thinking of like a major airport that would have to house a lot of people. But
Oh, that's interesting.
I don't know.
Kind of like Dubai. I don't know the cuisine there very well, but I could see. I mean, curry's popular all over the place. So
Well known for having bigger versions of
stuff.
stuff.
Yeah, I would like Dubai. I'm satisfied locking that in if you are.
Would you like to name the country for a correct answer?
Sure. The UAE.
Okay. Yeah, we're sure, so we went with a country with a lot of people and probably has big airports, and we just said India.
And the currywurst, very popular in Germany.
Ah.
That's not our answer.
Oh, that makes sense.
We're saying India.
Currywurst.
It's Germany.
Germany?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
I bet our
Yes,
friend
I was in the Munich airport and the Berlin airport, and I didn't see the McDonald's.
It's at the Frankfurt.
Get the out of here.
The one you
I
didn't
bet
go
our
to.
friend Jeffrey Seguritan has been to this McDonald's. He's
I
been
would
to, like,
think
He's been to
so.
every McDonald's.
He's been to all the
That's how I
big
base
ones.
all my McDonald's knowledge is off of his wonderful world travels.
Yeah, let us know, Jeffrey. We love your pictures.
Frankfurt,
Well, Frankfurt is a huge airport, is it not?
the one major airport that I wasn't in Germany.
Question 10. The 90s and early 2000s were the height of teen movie excellence. Some of the greatest were loosely based on classic literature. 10 Things I Hate About You is based on Shakespeare's The Taming of the Shrew, and Clueless is based on Jane Austen's Emma. What 2006 film did William Shakespeare's Twelfth Night influence and is one of Channing Tatum's first film roles?
I think I know this one, Lauren.
Good.
I had lunch with one of the actors from this movie, and I specifically asked him about this movie, and he's like, no one ever asks me about that movie. So it was great.
The director?
One of the actors.
Oh, the actor.
Yeah.
Which actor?
I don't want to give it away. He's from Step Up
we're
to the
locked in.
Streets.
We're locked
Well, then I wouldn't know. How would I know that?
Either way, we're locked.
What'd you say?
Yeah.
I think this is Channing Tatum is in She's the Man with Amanda Bynes. So
We also locked in with the Amanda Bynes classic, She's the Man.
And who's the actor who you suspect?
Is it David Cross?
No, it was Robert Hoffman. He was the male lead from Step Up to the Streets. He was the mean friend of Channing Tatum, who's the goalkeeper.
it'd been way cooler if it was David Cross.
Can you imagine asking David about She's the Man?
It's like, dude, of all the things I've done.
Well, no, I asked him about it because I worked with a guy who was a b-boy, who was a break dancer, and Robert Hoffman is a classically trained dancer. He once had the world record for the most pirouettes in a row. But he went to my friend to learn how to break dance. And so my friend hooked me up with him when I was in LA once. And we were just talking. I was like, I've seen She's the Man like 20 times. He's like, no one has ever said that to me.
Speaking of breakdancing, I just finished Neal's book, and now I can breakdance.
It does provide miracles. I will say that.
So is She's the Man correct?
Yes, she's the man who is correct. I don't know if it's said it or not.
It was actually ladybugs. Sorry.
Oh, love ladybugs as well.
Oh, yeah, we used to watch that all the time, Lauren.
Yeah, we did.
Classic. Too.
And then the young actress grew up and was in Eyes Wide Shut randomly. Okay.
Great.
Cool story.
Cool story, bro.
Cool story, bro.
Thanks for making me feel weird about it.
Well, you love Eyes Wide
I
Shut.
do love Eyes Wide Shut. Fidelio.
Okay, after the second half of that round, it looks like Mario Lopez dispensers picked up 20 points, bringing their regulation total to 110. And Spano's Excitement only got that last question right for 10 points, bringing their total to 125.
That's a close game.
So those are the points they have to wager with. So let's hear the categories.
So categories are super simple. I'm just going to give you descriptions of who, what, where, when, and why.
And the wagers are now locked in. Let's go ahead and get the questions.
Okay. So I'm just going to give you a description. You have to tell me who I am. All right. It's 1610 in the Kingdom of Hungary, and I have been sentenced to confinement in my castle as punishment for my crimes. My servants have been tried and convicted for aiding me in my slaughter throughout the years. I will go down in history as the most prolific and murderous female serial killer ever, with historians estimating my body count anywhere from 60 to 650 young girls. Folklore will know me as Countess Dracula and the Bloody Countess due to my rumored vampire-like tendencies of bathing in the blood of my victims. Perhaps my surname destined this behavior. Who am I? So what am I? Thomas Edison and William Dixon invented me in the early 1890s. I am the predecessor and catalyst to the motion picture film projector, sharing a similar concept where a strip of film passes between a lens and an electric light bulb to create the illusion of moving objects. Unlike the film projector, I am a single-person viewing device where one person can look through the peephole at the top of me to witness various moving objects and animals. What am I? Okay. Where? I'm in the driest non-polar place on Earth. So dry, it gets less than 1 millimeter of precipitation each year, and some areas have even reported no rainfall at all. This natural feature spans across 4 countries and is situated along 2 mountain ranges, the western side of the Andes and the Chilean Coast Range. Where am I? When? It is quite the eventful year in the U.S. In this year, George Washington was sworn in as president for his second term and held his first cabinet meeting as president. He also laid down the cornerstone in the United States Capitol building. Another cornerstone was laid this year as my alma mater, UNC Chapel Hill, which celebrates University Day every October 12th to commemorate the first construction of Old East, which is the oldest university building in the country. Also in this year, a yellow fever epidemic broke out in Philadelphia, killing thousands. This year also held significant events to the French Revolution with the execution of Louis XVI and Marie Antoinette. And shortly after, the French First Republic declared war on Great Britain, the Dutch Republic, and Spain. What year is this? Why? I'm at the dentist awaiting a filling. The dentist enters and gives me a shot of Novocaine to numb me for the procedure. Shortly after, I start to panic as I can still feel some parts of the drill. This is exactly why I hate coming here. The dentist quickly shoots me up with more Novocaine. They end up having to give me 20% a higher dosage than the average person in order to numb me fully. What gene mutation and phenotypic trait might I possess that explains this?
All right, I better bust Neal's book back out and see if I can find these answers in it. We'll be right back. And we're back. I thumbed through Neal's book and I learned Kung Fu and classical piano. However, I don't believe I found the answers for these questions in it.
No, but if you do go to trivialitypodcast.com/Swayze, you'll get 30% off for your next copy of the book, and maybe that'll make you feel better.
All right, there's that. Let's get the questions one more time and just accept our fate, Matt.
Sounds about right.
All right, so for who is Countess Dracula and the Bloody Countess?
All I could really go off of for this one is that, like, in fiction, when there's usually like a female Baroness vampire, it's usually Carmilla. So that's what we put.
All right, for 15 points. I actually had seen this come across my radar the other day, but this was something I had heard before. And we said Elizabeth Bathory.
This is Elizabeth Bathory.
Or Bathory,
Nope,
No
he's
points.
wrong.
Oh my God.
All right. What is the predecessor to the motion picture film projector?
We weren't sure about this one either. We just said Nickelodeon. We think that's like the theater, but that's the best we could come up with.
And this was all Jeff on this one, but we said kinetoscope.
It is the kinetoscope. All right. What is the driest non-polar place on Earth in between the Andes and Chilean coast range?
Best we could say with that geography for 10 points, we said Patagonia.
I think this is the Atacama Desert.
This is the Atacama Desert.
Also-
Goodbye, all of our points.
Also known as the Oxford Comma Desert.
Also a hill I would die on.
All right. In what year were Marie Antoinette and Louis XVI executed? UNC got the cornerstone of its first building, and George Washington was sworn in for his second term.
We said for 0 points, 1786.
And this had nothing to do with me, but I will answer. This was all Jeff. We said 1793.
It is 1793.
Crushing it, Jeff. Well done.
What is this?
I know all of the presidents and all of the dates. So
In 1793, Washington again, the president shall be.
Oh, duh.
Yeah.
you know the old saying.
You know what I'm saying?
About the yellow fever epidemic, and apparently it's a really big event in Philadelphia in history. It's called the yellow fever epidemic of 1793. So
Gotcha. It was Dean Smith's first year at UNC, so like it all adds up, but-
ouch. Okay. So why is it that me being shot up with Novocaine multiple times, I'm still not numb? What mutation / phenotypic trait might I possess?
We said the technically correct, but for this question, wrong answer of nerve sensitivity for 20 points.
And I feel pretty good about this one because everybody in my family but me, I think has this because the majority of you guys have red hair. So I think that that's the trait you have. You have red hair. It makes you less susceptible to Novocaine.
That is correct. It is red hair.
Nice. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, everyone awaiting these scores to see who won the game.
It was very close.
Shut up.
Looks like Team Mario Lopez Dispensers
Don't even worry about it. Don't
lost
even worry.
70 points.
Negative 30.
Their total is going to be 40 going or into the game. And then looks like Spano's Excitement picked up 75 points, batting perfect in that round, bringing their total to 200, and they are today's cream of the crop.
Unjustifiably in a position I'd rather not be in. But the cream will rise to the top. Oh, yeah.
I think we should change the final round to suit me more.
How would it suit you more? What would be the best way to do that?
All the questions have to be in my wheelhouse.
Okay, just only Japan finals.
Question 1, Japan.
I know
Question
more.
2,
more
veganism.
I
Question
know
3,
other stuff than Japan, guys. This is a stereotype.
The internet has
against
spoken.
You don't
You
know
guys spoke
German
and
McDonald's.
You seized the internet against me.
Well, yeah, congratulations to Jeff and Lauren.
I feel like that was a real team effort, and that was a good one. That was a good pairing. So I'm glad we had fun. We ended up winning in the end. So thank you for joining us today.
Oh, thank you. And I chose wisely, Jeff, because you definitely carried us there a few times. So appreciate it.
Hey, it goes both ways. I would have never remembered that worms and vermicelli were the same thing. So
I'm glad you didn't choose me. That's for sure. It would have been had 30 points at the end of the
it
game.
would have been Elizabeth Beth Bloodbath.
And Christina, it's all your fault that we had a great time and a great round of questions today.
Well, I will take ownership for that for sure.
Well, thanks
Thank
again
you.
for coming on. Any last shout outs today?
I would like to shout out my nonprofit. I know I plugged them in the beginning, but I'm very passionate about what we do. We actually, a lot of research that we do is in epidemic research. I work with some paleopathologists and epidemiologists. So if you're interested or enthusiastic about archaeology or bioarchaeology, we do take donations. Our webpage is irlabnp.org, and all donations are tax deductible. Any little bit or any amount is appreciated. Any amount is appreciated. But even if you just want to go browse the webpage and take a look at what we do, or if you're an aspiring archaeologist and you want to be in the field, you can apply for one of our field schools through there as well.
Very good.
That's awesome. Any final shout outs for you, Lauren?
Yeah, I would love to shout out to all the school nutrition professionals, definitely across our country and worldwide. They're usually the unsung heroes of, our society in general. But with the pandemic, especially in the beginning when we didn't know what this was and everybody was told to stay home and hunker down, we were out there and making sure that those children were fed. And it's a huge task that you all take on every day. And I'm just very appreciative to all of you out there. And so thank you for all that you do. And then just my one last shout out to my family, Kyle, Olive, and Cal. I really hit the jackpot with you three. So Cal doesn't quite say the word a lot. He'll say it's all the days. So to quote Cal Pal, I love you guys all the days. So thank you for being such a great family.
We shouldn't even do our close because that was so sweet.
That was sweet. That was
we
like,
must.
We must. You're right. We must persevere.
We will trample over that with our nonsense.
To all of our listeners and Patreon supporters, we love you all the days, and we'd love to thank Matt, Ken, Jeff, myself, Lauren, and Christina. That was Triviality.
Birds are geese, yeah.
Gaggle of geese.
Not a gobbler.
A goblet of fire.
We do a little too much gaggling over here.
Or is it-
Harry.
That was fantastic.
It's one of your better words. So
Yeah. You were due.